Hello everybody, E here, back again with another Stephen King list. Thank you for all the love on the last one. It's probably one of my, most watched, most views, most commented, all that, out of all my videos. I really do appreciate it. In fact, the Stephen King stuff is probably the most popular thing on my channel, so I will continue on with that. You guys have been vocal about it, and I appreciate that. Starting in the next couple videos, I'll be doing a chronological, not a read-through, I did that 2 years ago, but I'll be doing a King project where I discuss all the books in chronological order. Today, we are doing top 5 worst Stephen King books. Now, I say worst, but these are just disappointments to me. I don't feel that there is a bad Stephen King book. I've read all of his books twice, all the way through, so they are all finishable. I haven't come across a Stephen King book yet that I couldn't finish. Anyways, I'm going to jump right into it. So here we go with number 5, The Tommyknockers. This book starts off terrific. It's great for probably the first, I don't know, however many chapters. Probably around page 350, it starts to suck, and I just didn't care anymore. King just threw a bunch of crap in here I didn't care about. And he just drones on and on and on, kind of like I'm doing now. Anyways, what do you guys think of this? Because this is one that I feel most King fans are torn over, kind of like Under the Dome. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down there in the bottom. But it starts off terrific. Great. And I can finish it. Just didn't care for the second half of it. Alright, next one is going to be a kick in the crotch to a lot of constant readers. I know you guys love this. I do not. The Eyes of the Dragon. I don't have too much positive to say about this. Aside from a very minor spoiler, I think the tissue rope was kind of funny. Other than that, it's odd because in the introduction he discusses how he wrote it for his daughter Naomi and how he didn't want to talk down to her. But this reads like a middle grade book. It reads like a children's book. So I don't know what he's getting at because he definitely then, but of course he talks about the male seed and all that in the opening chapters. I'm like, okay, which one is it? You gonna write a middle grade book or you gonna write a book about, with ejaculation in it? Ejaculate, not ejaculation. So next one, we have number 3, Dreamcatcher. Yeah. So about this, there's a lot of fart jokes in this book. I'm one for fart jokes. The movie, there's a lot of, the ass weasels. There's a lot of butt stuff in this book. That's fine and dandy. I'll laugh at it along with the next guy, but it's just not a very good story. It meanders all over the place, and I feel like King was trying to recapture the days of It and Tommyknockers in one book, and it just went off the rails. The best part about this book is the absolutely terrible to the point of being amazing movie adaptation. And we all know Morgan Freeman's eyebrows stole the show. On to the next one. From a Buick 8. Okay, here's the thing. Going back to Dreamcatcher and now number 2, which is from a Buick 8, we're dealing with post-accident 1999, post-accident Stephen King. He started this one before the accident and finished it after the accident, and holy shit, it shows. Going back to Dreamcatcher real quick, I meant to mention this, but I got off on a tangent. King wrote the entirety of Dreamcatcher in a bunch of legal notebooks because he couldn't sit at his desk to write, and the only place comfortable in the house that he had to write was at his kitchen table. So Tabby would set him up, and he would write. He wrote the whole book longhand. The pain is obvious in that book. The ending of this one is obvious that he was either on drugs, when he was for most of the career, so it should have been great, right? I mean, cokehead, coked out, drugged up King is the best King. Some people say. But this one, what happened? I mean, there's even a point in the book where he says something to the effect of, tell us a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I don't think we got that. I honestly don't. It just kind of fizzles out. Anyways, so that's that pile of, Next up, we have, this is going to upset some people too, warn you right up. I don't like anything King's written with romance. Those are usually the most boring parts of his books. So some of you may know what's coming next. Some of you may not. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into Wizard and Glass, which is book 4 in the Dark Tower series. If you watch my top 5 King books, you'll know that The Wastelands, one of my favorite Stephen King books, period. Top 5. And then we got this. If you'll remember in that video, I also said The Wasteland feels like we're finally on the journey. The Gunslinger is like a prologue. Drawing of the 3 is the introduction to the characters. And then Wastelands, we're on the journey, we're on the road, and we're going. And then all of a sudden, we slam on the brakes to tell a 600-page backstory. I don't give a shit. I didn't give a shit the first time. I didn't give a shit the second time. Sure as hell didn't give a shit the third time. When I did the third reread of the Dark Tower books, I almost skipped it. If you're like me and you don't like it, you can easily read the first chapter and the last chapter and be completely fine and skip over all the Susan Delgado stuff. Anywho, definitely the worst Stephen King book I've ever read. And this is probably the only one I truly and utterly hate. I despise reading it. So anyways, what do you think? What are some of the worst, what are some of the failures of King in your eyes? Let me know down in the comments below. Till next time, I have been E, you've been you. This has been another Stephen King video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!